Hi, Earth Angels. Jade here. I'm so excited to break down the Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations for all you beginners out there because I remember when I first started and it was just so overwhelming. Like his voice, the music, I didn't know where to start. It was just like a lot of information and I was just really resistant to it. And this meditation and his teachings and his work has really changed my life. So I wanted to break it down so that we can understand it better. And with this understanding, we can then open our hearts up into the experience and really dive in. I know that if I understand something, then I'm more inclined to do it. So let's start with his core teachings. First of all, Dr. Joe Dispenza, his core teaching at the root of everything is that you can change your life. Essentially, he utilizes the brain. So if you think and feel and elevate yourself into an elevated state, an emotional state that is greater than your past, then you can change. And what this means is that we think and we feel all the time, and this generates an emotional state. And we have our lower vibrational states, and then we have our higher vibrational states, which is an elevated state, such as bliss, love, harmony, joy, freedom. And our lower vibrational states is the anger, fear, worry, stress. And this is what we call survival. So essentially, meditation is the tool for us to shift out of survival, out of this survival state that we have been probably unconsciously living in through our thinking the same thoughts all the time and feeling the same things perpetually. And this causes us to project them into the now moment, meaning that we are literally reliving our past every single day. So it takes us to sit in meditation and lower and slower our brainwave states into that of theta and alpha, which is the meditative states, which is the states where our subconscious mind and we are open to suggestibility. So this is where deep reprogramming can happen. And we elevate ourselves into the higher vibrational states, which allows us to generate a very strong signal out into the universe, out into the quantum field, because we are all energy. And with this very strong signal, we are going to become an energetic match for the life that we desire. Because we cannot manifest abundance from a lower vibrational space of lack. We can't manifest perfect health if we are experiencing and very attached to illness and disease and the identity of it. So essentially, his work is shifting you to become the master of your frequency. And from a place of victim into creator, it's taking your power back. And it's so empowering to be able to do this and to know that we're not stuck. We are and can change. And it takes us to sit in meditation to tune into ourselves and to elevate our state of being in order for us to raise our frequency and in order for us to manifest or call in or magnetize the outcome that we desire. So this is really his core teaching, is that with the thinking and feeling and the elevated state of emotion, we can create our dream reality, whatever it is that we desire, whether it is a perfect health, whether it is a dream partner, whether it is a dream home, opportunity, job, a thing like a guitar or something. And I've personally used his manifestation techniques, his meditations, to manifest literally this home I'm living in right now, this right here, this scene behind me, and so much more. So it does work. And why does his meditations work? That leads me to the next point. Why does his meditations work? You'll notice that his words, the way he speaks, is very intentional. His music is very intentional. His breath work is intentional. It's all for a purpose. And the purpose is, like I said, to shift us into those meditative states, because this is where true change happens. And this is where we are able to ascend out of who we think we are, who we identify with, and begin to open ourselves up to the new. So essentially, he speaks in the way that he does, and he provides the music in the way that he does because he wants us to become open to new possibilities. And in order for us to do that, we must take ourselves away from anything that we are experiencing and focus on the new. So that's why it's so encompassing, the experience. It really is an experience. His meditations are an experience. And they are relaxing, but at the same time, they're very intentional with the words that he uses. So that is why his meditations are really powerful, is because it takes us from who we think we are, our personality, and who we're identifying with, and it brings us into a space of no thing, nobody, no time, and nowhere, which is a blank space. It's like a blank sheet of paper that we are able to rewrite and recode the new reality that we would like to live in. It's really cool stuff. And now you're probably wondering, where do I start? So if you are new to his work, or you're just diving in, or you have learned a little bit and you want to go deeper, I highly recommend reading Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, or audiobooking it. This is the most digestible audio book or paperback that he has. I find the information to be just so accessible, so digestible, and so powerful. Literally, chapter 1 is life-changing. Chapter 2 is even more, but chapter 1 is like mind-blowing. It's so good. So I highly recommend his work, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And if you are really in the realm of physical healing, I do recommend You Are the Placebo. But the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself is the most digestible one of his work, and accessible and easy to understand without getting too scientific and big words, let's just say. So I love that one, and I actually listened to it. My partner and I started listening to it on our road trip, and it was like, it's so good. I don't know how many times I've listened and read it now, but every single time I'm digesting and learning more from it. It's a book that you can go back to and continuously learn. So once you have read that book and you want to start the meditations, for beginners, I highly recommend the morning and evening meditation. This one comes in a bundle, and of course you do it in morning and at night, and they're only 20 minutes. That's why I really like them. Majority of Dr. Joe's meditations are really long. This is one of the shorter meditations, and that's why I recommend it for beginners, because it is super accessible. So the morning and evening meditation is amazing, and that one is just like simple to do. It's easy, it's straightforward. And if you want to progress and really dive into his work, I highly suggest the Tuning into New Potentials. That was one of the first meditations I started with, and I loved it. Not only is it about manifestation and calling in the new alignment that you desire. Hold on, there is a plane going on. Let me just pause this. Okay, not only do you tap into manifestation, but it is one of the longer versions, and it's really impactful. I don't know. I just highly recommend that one if you are starting his work and you're still in the beginner phases of it, because his other meditations are more intense. I find the Tuning into New Potentials one of the lighter ones, more accessible, but still deep in his work. So I highly recommend that one. Okay, a pro tip for beginners: show up. Do your meditations every single day, as often as you can. Stay committed, and don't think about if you're doing it right, how do you do it, all of that jargon. It doesn't matter. Show up, sit with yourself, try, be open, and eventually you are going to see results. And very quickly you will see results. You're not only going to see your external life change, but you're going to notice your feelings, how you feel and how you move through this earth is going to be different. It's going to be improved, and it's going to take time. So show up and stay consistent with your meditations. That is the number one tip that I can give beginners starting Dr. Joe Dispenza work, is just show up and just do and just try. This is not about perfectionism. This is about progress, and for us to be committed to our change. So please open yourself up, try, and dive right in. Speaking of manifestation, if you are looking for a customized manifestation audio track that you simply just want to have accessibility at all times to listen to, I create customized manifestation audio tracks where you and I will work together to script a perfect manifestation based on exactly what you are calling in, whether it is perfect health, a dream partner, a dream home, more money. Whatever it is that you desire, I can create it for you. So go check out that offering in my link in the bio and see if that aligns with you. Thank you so much, Earth Angels. I will see you on the next video, which is going to be a continuation of the beginner series questions that I keep getting. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and drop your comments below. Much love.